Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Kevin. I'm the owner and founder of NC South. And in this video, I want to do a bit of a rehash of a video I did a few years ago, particularly to show you how easy it now is to integrate AI into your workflows and to just make it fit in seamlessly as opposed to using it as a separate piece of technology or a separate tool. And this also shows how far this technology has come since I did that first video where I needed a few different tools to achieve this. So let's dive in. So I'll run through a quick demo first to just show you how this all works, and then we can look at exactly how this is all put together. So imagine you need to capture expenses from your staff. What we've set up is just a really easy form. They don't really have to type in any details. It's more a case of selecting information that you already have in the system. Obviously, this is all just demo information, so this is probably the most important part. So they can upload a receipt or an invoice. So they've taken a photo of a fuel receipt, upload that. And as you notice, we're not adding any additional information. It's literally just information relating to the company. We'll submit that. And then if we jump over to the solution, you'll see that new expense report's been created. But what is happening now in the background is the AI piece is then extracting information from the attachment, and it'll fill in the rest of this information. Might take a little while to run. And there we go. So you see it's updated the date, what type of expense it is. So it's picked up that it's a receipt, changes the status, the amount, where they were spent, and a bit of a blurb on what the expense was for. So it sort of did a bit of a summary here for the reviewer. And also, yeah, so if we look at the actual receipt, you can see $45, it's speedy fuel, regular unleaded. So all of that information was extracted and added in the system. The other feature that makes this really useful is when staff are out and about. With the SmartSuite mobile app, you can give them access to submit expenses on the go. So we'll submit this expense. It opens up that same form where you can fill in all the information as before. Attach files. Let's go that one. And submit. Jumping back into the desktop version of SmartSuite, we see that expense has now been added. Let's go to the attachments. This is the one we attached, and in this instance, it's picked up at this section invoice, not a receipt. And same as before, the reviewer can come in here and review this expense. The other part of this workflow is that as the reviewer, they receive an email once that expense has been submitted with a link to the expense, so they can just click on that. And that opens the expense with all the information. They can view that expense information, they can view the attachment, and then they can do their review and add some notes. So how does this all work? There's been quite a few advancements, and particularly in the SmartSuite app as well, in terms of incorporating AI functionality. So the way this works is through an automation. So our first trigger is when a form is submitted. So that's whenever a staff member, either through desktop or mobile, adds a new expense. The AI action is, and you can add this from adding a new action, say AI assist, custom prompt. When you add that, you have the option to give it a name. You can select from a list of AI platforms. So with this, you will have to use your own connection to one of the AI providers. I've already set mine up with Gemini, and in the model, you can select a model that suits your particular need. I've just gone for 2.5 flash. We could probably go Pro, which is a bit more expensive, so we've just gone with the cheapest one. In here is pretty much where you give the AI the instructions of what you'd like it to do. So I've just gone with giving it a bit of a role and telling it what information it needs to extract from the attachment. So the attachment, this comes from that form that was submitted. And then you define the output. So simple output is pretty much just a single field in some instances, but we go with a custom one where we want to have an output value for each of those values that we're asking to extract. So you can add it through here, or I'll just go into one of these to show you. So you give it a name, you say what type of field it is, and some instructions for the AI to follow. And yeah, so the rest, for those familiar with SmartSuite, it's just the actions to then update that record. And we update that with, so we use the data from this prompt, and those ones that we've defined as the outputs, we can select them from a list here. So which is what I've done for these ones, and that's where you see after a while it updates the records. And then this is also where it sends the email to that project manager to review it. So pretty straightforward, but quite powerful. I think it would save a lot of time having to manually input all of these bits and pieces of information, not only from staff member, but also from reviewers and your accounting staff. And there you have it. A reasonably straightforward expense management system where AI just slots seamlessly into the whole workflow and the process without it being an obvious add-on that you need to worry about. And this can just keep running in the background. There's obviously a few other things we can do with this, like when the expense is approved, we could send that expense off to an accounting system like Xero. If that's something you're interested in seeing, let me know, and I will record a video showing exactly that. Yeah, if you're interested in talking more about anything in this space, feel free to jump on the website. I'll leave a link in the comments, description below, or just book a call and we can chat.